Diane and Denmark here, and I hope you are ready for a productive week. Lots of good stuff for you in today's video. We are moving forward with our weekly plan, a little bit of cleaning in this week's Flylady Zone, some updates from last week, and we shall be talking about the elephant in the room, which is, of course, the calendar, candles and the candle jar. Anyway, first things first, and I'm feeling a little bit jaded this morning. It's Monday morning, I'm feeling a wee bit jaded, but it's all good. One foot in front of the other, one pom-pom in front of the other. And remember, start your week with the basics. Make sure you've done your morning routine or your evening routine. If you need my help with that, I've got plenty of videos. I also do private coaching. We also have the group coaching sessions now. For cleaning this week, make sure that you've done your weekly upkeep clean, because that really keeps the house ticking over. Flylady Zone for this week. This is when we can really kind of clean in the corners and get rid of the cobwebs. It's Flylady Zone 1, which is the entryway, the hall. Maybe you come into your house through your garage, and also the dining room. And I really want to take a good look in here this week. And I'm not spending hours and hours every day. I usually spend 15 minutes at the beginning of the week, and then when I've got a few minutes, I just come in here and do what I can. And I know I'm going to have to get my feather duster out, because we do have some cobwebs and cobwebs underneath. And I don't know if you can spot that there in the corner. If you're like us empty nesters, do you have the same thing? We always seem to have a bag or a box of things that the kids want for their apartments, or things that we're handing on. So that's a bag there. Ooh, right, next on to the fun part, the weekly plan. And remember, you can find this on my blog, dianedenmark.com. There's a version that you can edit yourself. Remember, you don't need to go printing out anything, just use a notebook. And I actually got a lot crossed off my list last week. It really helped me focus in on where I wanted to get to by the end of the week. And I know many of you find it useful when I go through my list, and that will give you inspiration for your list. So here we go. Our first section is shopping. These are items that are kind of on my radar, and if I see them on offer in the next couple of weeks, it'd be really nice to get them crossed off my list. The Amarena cherries that I love, those usually come on offer right now, so I've got those written down on my list. Also for projects and gifts, I'm looking out for token gifts for my brother and his wife. We don't do big gifts for each other any longer, because everybody in the family has what they need. So we only give gifts to our kids, and I give to my besties and my mum, and that's basically it. And then we have kind of things like hostess gifts and Secret Santa. And I already have an idea for my brother, because I saw some football ornaments for the Christmas tree from FC Co, which is one of the Copenhagen clubs. So I'll probably be buying those, but don't tell them, all right? So it's just a kind of small token gift. Clean and decorate. As I said, we're in Flylady Zone 1. I really want to spend also some time in the coat cupboard, looking is there anything else that can go into storage in the basement, so we've got more space for coats for visitors who are dropping by. Well-being, the section of well-being, that's self-care, that's exercise, that's pampering. It's my friend Jen's birthday, so there'll be some social thing involved in that. I'm seeing one of the kids this week, that's always fun. I'm also going to Stitch and Bitch, so I've got a lot of social things on this week. And also with my running, I did run twice last week. Woohoo, go me, so really doing well with that. Meal plan, I've noted down some ideas for this week where we're using up stuff from the old freezer in the basement, because we're going to be switching that off because it's just using up too much electricity just for the two of us. One fun thing that we are eating tomorrow night is Flæsk. It's a Danish tradition. We've got the Danish elections here tomorrow, the general election. And the tradition is that you eat fried belly pork, and it comes from the fact that you talk about Flæsk, which is politicians always promising something that you know is never going to happen. So that's called Flæsk. So a lot of Danes tomorrow night will be eating belly pork with the traditional thing is with boiled potatoes and parsley sauce. We will be doing the same. Right, on to the last section. Now, remember we left that blank, and I'm really liking that we can use it for whatever we want. You could use it for faith-based things. You can use it as a little gratitude journal. And I've put a section here, Edinburgh, because we're going to see my mum in Edinburgh. You know, my mum's 86, and my brother and his wife. And we've booked the flights. We're going to be going in December, but there are a few things that I need to firm up. We're taking the family out for dinner. Where we're going, we need to get that booked. Also going to be dropping in on my old boss, Sir David and Lady Edward, so we need to get in touch with them, and also which outfits I want to take, because you know we're going to be out in the razzle dazzle in Edinburgh, and Mum loves going out and getting dressed up, so those are things that I want to get firmed up. And then on the focus section, remember, this is anything that, you know, what do you want to get done this week? Where do you want to be at the end of this week? And last week I was putting all the dates in the diary of things that I want to do, reaching out to friends, saying, you know, are we going for a Christmas lunch? Are we meeting for cocktails? Are we going to pantomime? That kind of thing. And my Christmas reading, ordering books from the library. And I'll talk about Christmas reading, I'll probably do that next week. But on my list for this week, I want to go through the boxes of decorations that we have in the basement. Now, I'm not decorating for Christmas right now, but I caught myself the other day, I was kind of, looking at some Christmas stuff in the shops. I don't need any more Christmas things. And I think it's really helpful if you go through your boxes of Christmas stuff right now, because you will find things that you're probably not going to use again. Let's get those decluttered and let's get them handed on to the charity shop, because it's now that the charity shop want those kind of things for selling up to Christmas. And also it just gives you that idea of, okay, what do you have in your boxes? You don't need to buy any Christmas serviettes. You don't need to buy any more candles. You don't need to buy any more Christmas baubles or Christmas lights. So it just gives us that feeling of, oh, we know what's in the boxes, we know what we're probably going to use for decorating, and we can let the rest go. I'm also going to be thinking about Christmas lights outside. This year, because of the rising electricity costs, we are not going to be using the usual Christmas fairy lights that we have, the kind of twinkly winter lights. And what I've decided to do instead is I've got some solar powered lights in the garden, and I'm going to put those on the deck and in the front garden where I can see them. And those are going to be our Christmas lights this year. And they are solar powered. And of course we don't get that much sun in Edinburgh. We don't get that much sun in Denmark in the month of December, but they're ones that I bought in IKEA, and you can actually take the battery out and recharge it. So I can give them a little bit of an oomph and charge them up occasionally. So not using any electricity really, but still have a little bit of sparkle in the garden. The thing that I want to do this week is book a haircut or a trim for just before Christmas. Don't leave it to the last minute, because you know what happens, then you want to go to the hairdresser and everything's already booked. Right, a little update from last week. Remember I asked you when you were at the grocery store last week to buy yourself a little edible gift, just something small, because we're putting together a Christmas stocking for ourselves. And I think some of you misunderstood and just bought it for last week, which is fine, that's good too. But we're putting together a little stocking for ourselves, a little kind of Christmas basket for ourselves, and coming up we will be wrapping these things together if you haven't already wrapped them. But I just wanted to give you an update on mine. I decided to go for some gourmet popcorn. I'm not a huge popcorn fan, and if I do eat popcorn, it's got to be the really kind of Scottish stuff, the stuff that's covered in sugar, not just kind of plain salted popcorn. That's of no interest to me. So I got this one, Joe and Seth's, I don't know, double salted caramel popcorn. I picked that up at the supermarket, so that's going in my Christmas stocking. This week, again, when you're at the grocery store, pick up something like a little pot of jam. I've gone for some red onion caramelized red onion marmalade. I really love this stuff, and I don't see it very often, so I've bought this for me, and it's just a little thing, and it's a clutter-free gift because we're going to eat it and use it. Just something for you. And while we're on the subject of gifts, I've been through my Flylady holiday control journal. That's the one that I use for my Christmas planning. You really can't beat it. And I've already gone through the gifts that I need to buy this year. And it's so helpful because when you see things in the shops that are on offer, or you can get a good bargain, then you can just do it. You don't need to wait until the week before Christmas. And here's a couple of examples. Something that the family are buying for me. They will wrap it up. It's the only books that I ever want to hold on to, Andrea Camilleri, the Inspector Montalbano. And I usually get one for my Christmas or my birthday. So this one arrived the other day and the kids will wrap it up for me. And this one, don't tell the kids. This is, I've got one for each of my kids. Tea calendar. You can see you open it up and there's kind of one tea bag for every day. This is something that they get as one of their Advent gifts, where they get a small gift the 4 Advent Sundays. And I remember I've bought the Puka tea gift calendars before, but we really didn't like those ones because there's an awful lot of licorice in the tea and I don't like that. Anyway, but I know they liked the English tea shop ones last year, so that's what they get. And remember, I don't do any sponsored content, no affiliate links. So when I recommend these things, it's just things that we ourselves enjoy. And now, onto the elephant in the room, which is these candles. Now, every year I get questions about the candle jars. So starting with this one, these are ones that you buy in Denmark. You're probably not going to find them where you are, but I know many of you have been very creative and you've taken a jar, some kind of long jar like this, put a candle in it and marked off the days with a Sharpie. Can definitely do that. You do not need one of these. And the other one that I know you all enjoy is the candle jar. Now these are really, I would say, impossible to get outside of Denmark. But again, many of you have been creative. You've taken a candle holder and stuck it on the top of a glass jar. And usually I've got the candles with the numbers on it. Now here's a funny thing. This year, we're not actually sure if the candles with the numbers are going to be available. I don't know if it's something to do with supplies or what's going on. And I've been thinking the last couple of weeks, well, what will I do if I can't get them? Because I've used the same candles for the last 4 years, 5 years, and last year I thought, okay, I was really down to the very bottom. I thought, okay, I'll get some new ones. And this year I'm not sure if they're going to get the new ones, so I've been creative as well, and I've come up with a solution. So I've got my jar. You could use any kind of candle holder, you know, glue it on the top. All the candles that we use, I've realised that these are, you know, when they're about halfway down, they're actually the ideal size. So I'm saving all the half-spent candles that we've got. And at the weekend I had some fun with Sharpie pens. Now I was drawing numbers on, testing out different colours, and I've not got the greatest handwriting, but my daughter's got really neat handwriting, and next time she's here I'm going to get her to write the numbers on the candles for me. So there we go. I have saved money. I'm not buying something extra and using what I already have. And look at that, I've already got quite a good collection. You can see the ones in the background there. Those will be joining these ones very soon. So let me know what you're going to buy for yourself, or what did you get last week. And if you are looking for a good place to hide gifts, or even your own gifts, put them in something like a suitcase. So if you've got a suitcase at the back of the wardrobe or in the basement, put them there, because I know some of you, sometimes you've been a bit creative in hiding gifts for the family, and then it comes to Christmas and you can't find them. You've forgotten where they are. Woo, that's us done. I hope you are excited to start your week. Remember to like the video and subscribe, as my son always tells me to remind you. You know, just take things easy out there. We're not getting overwhelmed with things. We are enjoying the planning. We're enjoying the cleaning. And if you need any cleaning videos, you know, I've got a whole ton of those. I've got a whole section for cleaning Flylady Zone 1, Zone 2, 3, 4, 5. And all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Danish candle Hygge be with you. And I'll see you very soon with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.